reminded everybody who she is in the Fever win over the Wings in what was a blowout victory. One where Clark didn't even shoot the ball well again, but she completely dominated the game and shows the difference between her and everyone else through her playmaking.
The Indiana Fever have flipped the script, going from basketball's favorite joke to the league's hottest storyline faster than you can blink playoffs. And at the eye of this whirlwind? None other than Caitlin Clark, the corn-fed phenom who's finally been set free. No longer the team's awkward +1, now a full-blown basketball kraken.
Hey, Caitlin Clark said, folks, forget what she's talking about. Today, I'm gonna run the show. Today, I'm going to control the pace. Today, I'm going to dictate how this team plays basketball. And in the first half, we saw exactly that. Natasha Howard running the floor. Yeah, you heard that correct. Natasha Howard running the floor. Yeah, I shit you. Folks, fans have a voice. Sometimes when the noise gets too loud and they're tired of hearing from it, they say, let's just buy in a little bit. Let's let Caitlin Clark be Caitlin Clark. Let's not pull the reins back too much. And in that first half, we saw exactly that.
Let's rewind a few weeks. The Fever locker room had more tension than Thanksgiving dinner when politics hit the table. The vibes? Colder than Antarctica in a blackout. Team chemistry? So non-existent it would have flunked high school science. But now, they're running like a well-oiled machine. If that machine was built by NASA engineers moonlighting as basketball wizards.
That's what we're talking about when we are referring to Caitlin Clark running the show. Caitlin Clark running the offense, being the innovator of offense, the distributor of offense for the Indiana Fever. This is exactly what we mean right here. This game was an absolute blowout. Dallas Wings didn't know what hit them. Everybody ate in this game.
Turning point? Dana Bonner finally packed up her me-first mentality and left. She waltzed into that locker room like she was headlining Coachella, only to realize she was really booked for an open mic at a deserted coffee shop. She tried to become the centerpiece of a puzzle that already had Caitlin Clark's name carved right in the middle. It was like trying to swap the Mona Lisa for a selfie and expecting the Louvre to be okay with it.
So, the Indiana Fever just released her, cut their losses, right? And I hear these analysts saying stuff like, they should have held out for a trade, or I wish they had got a trade for her. She was literally untradeable. Right? Like, what team would give up any of their core players for a player that's past their twilight? They picked up R.A. McDonald, or re-signed R.A. McDonald, who we all saw was a spark plug just a couple weeks ago. She's an upgrade compared to DeWanna Bonner.
Bonner's exit wasn't just a roster change, it was an exorcism. The moment her locker emptied, you could practically hear the collective sigh of relief, strong enough to register on weather radars as a surprise gust.
Because we've seen a huge change. We've seen a huge change from the Indiana Fever over the last 6 quarters. And especially in the fourth quarter, in the Dallas Wings game. And there were 2 players in particular that I have said that their style of play, regardless of how they're playing, is not going to work long term. And those 2 players had unbelievable games.
If you're enjoying this, hit that subscribe. The Fever didn't just lose a player, they shed dead weight that had been dragging them to the bottom of the standings. It was addition by subtraction, like finally pulling a splinter that had been festering for months. Suddenly, the team could breathe again, free from the stifling fumes of ego and entitlement. And what happened next? The skies cleared. The birds sang. The Indiana Fever remembered they were allowed to actually enjoy basketball. Without Bonner's gravitational pull of negativity, the energy shifted faster than a TikTok trend. Players who'd looked like they were attending a funeral on the court were suddenly chest-bumping, high-fiving, and playing with a joy that reminded fans exactly why they fell in love with the game.
This team is like a sorority group. I'm not joking. They are so closely bonded, like the energy that all of them have with each other. There is not like where you see and someone looks a little disconnected. This is literally the most tight-knit team. I'm telling you, and I actually think all the discourse or the people trying to create discourse offline or outside the locker room only makes them tighter. And throughout the training session, I saw multiple times where, they were like laughing and mucking around and just completely like high-fiving and actually speaking of the high.
Enter Sophie Cunningham, the human equivalent of a triple espresso shot in basketball form. Just as everyone was busy writing eulogies for the Fever season, Cunningham grabbed the team by their collective jerseys and shouted, "We're not done yet." She didn't just step up, she launched into leadership orbit with the subtlety of fireworks in a library. Cunningham became the team's unofficial hype woman, defensive drill sergeant, and locker room therapist, all rolled into one blonde tornado of intensity. When the team needed a spark, she wasn't handing out matches, she was hurling Molotov cocktails of motivation. During timeouts, while others caught their breath, Cunningham was drawing up plays in the air with the frantic energy of someone trying to explain Inception in 30 seconds.
It was probably the standout play in the game. In my mind, Clark with the big time rejection near the rim. And then the get ahead pass to Sophie Cunningham, touchdown. And Sophie Cunningham has come into her own as of late. But it's just beautiful. Get it out, get it up, bucket. And, that's just something others cannot do.
Her most crucial move? Recognizing that integrating Caitlin Clark into the system wasn't optional, it was essential. While others saw Clark as competition, Cunningham saw her as the skeleton key to unlocking the Fever's potential. She became the bridge between the old guard and the new phenom, translating Clark's brilliance to teammates who had been too busy guarding their turf to realize they were sitting on a gold mine. During practice, Cunningham was always the first to celebrate when Clark threaded an impossible pass. "That's what I'm talking about," she'd scream, making it clear this wasn't just good basketball, it was evolutionary basketball. She turned appreciation for Clark into a team-wide movement, converting skeptics into believers faster than a cult leader offering free snacks.
All right, everyone who said that the Fever played better without Caitlin Clark, come to the front because I'm going to slap you in the face. Fever just won 102-89 against the Dallas Wings. Congratulations to the Fever. They killed it with their old and trusty playbook of just rim running. And Dallas Wings, Chris Koklanis, have you never seen a Fever game before? They're fast in transition, huge with the long bombs. Caitlin Clark is there. Run to the other side quickly. That's where they got the majority of their points. Poor Paige Beckers. You're such a huge talent, and you're just drowning with this terrible coaching. Oh, it breaks my heart, but it was an incredible game until the last quarter when it was very clear that the Fever would take it.
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark was undergoing her own metamorphosis. After months of being treated like a tourist in her own locker room, she finally reclaimed her throne, not by demanding it, but by earning it through sheer talent, resilience, and a work ethic that makes Olympic athletes look like weekend warriors. The Clark we're seeing now isn't just playing basketball, she's conducting a symphony, where every pass is a note and every three-pointer a crescendo. She's no longer the rookie searching for her place. She's the centerpiece who elevates everyone around her. The transformation is so complete that watching early season Fever games feels like stepping into an alternate universe where joy and basketball excellence were outlawed by constitutional amendment.